Jai Shri Krishna Namaste Youth Day Conclave 2021 online live on YouTube on 16th of June from 5 p.m. onwards. We are having a youth who got so much talent, who got so much information, intelligence. Some youth are doctors, the entrepreneur, businessmen, business personalities, and also they are small kids who like to sing, love to sing, and also being in devotions. So we are bringing this unique show for the community, for the youth, and with the youth. Enjoy this event through the YouTube channel and Facebook as well, and share this video to all your friends and family in all different groups. So encourage more and more people to join, and also subscribe this channel to get the notification and join. Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste once again.
Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste to all our viewers and devotees. Welcome back in our this weekly talk, Dharma Talk. We are going to talk today about our Hindu culture, our Hindu faith, our Hindu beliefs. Many times we as a priest, we as a religious leaders, we talk, and then our devotees watch us and they understand us, they follow us, and they believe us. But very same thing when it's come from the youth, then makes a huge impact in our life. Today's our guest is, we all of us know, last week I introduced about it, Meera from Mozambique. She will go through about the youth, and also particularly when the Hindu youth comes, in which way our Hindu culture, our Hindu traditions is going. She has done lots of research on it. She has went through different angles of this entire current scenario, current situations. And this is what we're going to understand today from her. And we, in South Africa, we're celebrating our Hindu Youth Month, Youth Month. So I thought, okay, let's dedicate this month to the youth. And then our guest today, I would like to introduce once again Meera Gokaldas from Mozambique, Maputo. When I was in Mozambique, last week as I spoke, she was very small. Today, she's going to give a lecture and talk in our show. That's the difference. Time is flying. 13, 14 years has passed when I left Maputo. But it shows, when I was there, my interaction towards the youth, it was as it is like now while I am having, and continue, it will be remain. Not to waste too much time, and give enough space and time to our guest Meera. She will take over from me, and then she will explain how our Hindu youth, and particularly Hinduism, is going which way, and what we all of us can do. Welcome to Meera, and hope you all are everybody's safe and healthy, and you can start your talk.
My pranam to Guruji and Namaste and Jai Shri Krishna to all viewers. I thank Guruji for having me here in this live session of Dharma Talk, and thanks to all viewers for taking out your time to listen to this live session. As you all know, today I'll be talking about Hindu youth, and I'll be covering 3 points. Number 1, how external and internal factors are contributing to divert the mind of Hindu youth. Number 2, techniques of brainwashing that are going on at different platforms. And number three, how to uplift the youth for Sanatan Dharma. As you all can see, these 3 points are very vast and we cannot cover this in today's session. So today we'll just focus on the point number one, which is the how internal and external factors are diverting the mind of our Hindu youth. As Guruji said, this month is the Youth Month in South Africa, so I'm very, very honored to be speaking about Hindu youth in this live session. So, not to further delay this, let's start. Um, let's start by analyzing something. Mocking Devi Devtas, insulting our Bhagwan, making fun of our culture, spreading fake teachings about our Dharma, calling our history as a myth. I can list many more things, but have we ever asked ourselves one question? How did all this start happening, and since when we have started unknowingly accepting this? Well, all this started when some factors started diverting our minds towards the opposite direction of morals and values of Sanatan Dharma. So another question comes here. Which are these factors? These factors are undoubtedly internal and external. But let's start by listing the external factors first, because these are easy to spot and accuse, unlike the internal factors which needs a bit more work on it. But before listing anything, I want you all to take a note that I'll be just pointing few things of each factor. I really want all you to be aware enough to list other points as well. So let's start by external factor number one, the film and television industry. There are movies which are made purposely to divert the mind of our youth. If you have noticed, the negative character is mostly shown with a tilak. Our sadhus are shown as molesters, cheaters. Our Devi Devtas are mocked. Our scientific rituals are shown as a joke. Our dharma is called a blind faith. I'm not exaggerating at all. We all must have certainly heard these lines at some point of life and unknowingly even accepted or said so. कृष्ण करे तो रास लीला, हम करे तो कैरेक्टर ढीला. शिवजी नशा करते हैं तो हम क्यों ना करें? Calling Shivji as Bhagoda. Naradji is mischievous and he causes problems to others. Can you imagine this? They are names of some films which I can't even mention here. The lyrics of songs are disrespecting our Devi Devtas and many more things. The worst of all, we have seen our Bhagwan's Vigrahas being broken. By the way, Vigraha is the appropriate word to mention Murtis. Kindly avoid using the word idol. When we see these scenes coming on our screens, we just laugh and unknowingly we support them and start to agree with them by the way they portray such scenes. It is a complete brainwash going on. In the name of entertainment, freedom of speech, expression, and dressing, we are seeing complete nonsense that our youth is blindly following and wasting their life's precious time. Do we even know Krishna, Radha, Shivji, Naradji, or other Devi Devtas' real stories? No, we don't. That's why we accept these things going on. External factor number two, the social media. We all know how important and necessary is the social media at current period of time when we can't meet each other physically. See, today we could have been doing this live session in our community or somewhere else, but we are doing it live. So social media is important. Internet is important. But at the same time, social media is a major cause of diverting the mind of our youth towards a globalization and westernizing. You may ask why. Well, let me tell you, and you all will agree with me. How much time does a young Hindu girl or a boy spend in social media per day? Like many others, all Hindu girls and boys spend many, many, many hours on social media. Even I do so. But all depends on how, when, where, and why do we do so. The content they see or spend most of the time in mostly isn't related to a Sanatan culture, which we know it by their posts, shares. So there's no doubt about this. And some internal factors have definitely contributed for this. If a person spends many hours in something which is not about our dharma, then how can we expect them to know about our dharma? A person becomes similar to where he invests his energy and time. Another major harm that social media is causing to our youth is to make them greedy of numbers, followers, likes, and shares. It is actually making us dependent on other people's opinions, choices, trends, likes, and dislikes rather than making us independent or self dependent. They start seeing everything which is available in the internet, whether it is appropriate or not for their age. The parents can't take full control in all social media accounts of their kids. This is the sad reality, unfortunately. Our youth get access to information which may not be relevant to them to know at a certain age, and this causes negative impact on their character right from early age. Because our diet is not only what we eat, but also what we watch, what we listen, what we read, people we hang out with, and the things we subject our mind and soul to. We slowly become what we see. Propaganda of defaming and insulting our dharma is going on. Special social media accounts are created with the purpose of mocking, insulting, and harming our dharma and harming our dharmic sentiments. External factor number three, globalization. There's a saying, a person never values the thing that he has while he has it. He only values after losing it. Likewise, we Hindus never valued what we had. That's why we lost many things. And if we don't wake up now or value them now, it will be too late. And the future generations won't forgive us. We humans, by nature, when we are prohibited to do something, the more we wish to do that. And the similar thing is happening to us. Because we don't know our culture scientifically, we are just following it merely by rituals. We can see Western world accepting our dharma with open arms. They started learning Sanskrit, Veds, Upanishads, Yoga, Dhyan, Pranayam, Shloks, etc. And we Hindus are busy in embracing the Western lifestyle with the greed of fashion, with the greed of freedom of mind, speech, dressing, eating, drinking, etc. We should feel pity on us for choosing a shining stone over a pearl, isn't it? There's one thing that I've noticed, and you all will agree, is हम देसी परदेसी हुए जा रहे हैं और वे परदेसी देसी हुए जा रहे हैं. What I mean is we desis are becoming more westernized and they western people are becoming more desis, more Indians. They are embracing our culture very much more than us. So, continuing, the last external factor, number four, which is actually also the one of our internal factors. So, I would say internal factor number one, the history of Bharat or history of India, which has undoubtedly contributed to the current scenario. But in order to understand well the history, we must divide our history into four sections. Before invasion period, which means before around 1200 CE. Second, the invasion period itself. Of course, we are talking about India. The colonization period, and from 1947 till now, which is after independence. So I won't go deep into these periods because that itself can be a whole discourse. But I like to highlight some major things that happened in our culture during the invasion, colonization, and post 1947 period. So there was a time during the invasion period when women were forced to stay at home, to wear gungat, to do johar. Johar means women who literally jump into fire to save themselves from getting raped or getting forcefully married to invaders. Women were not allowed to study. Hindus were prohibited to go to mandirs and even to perform rituals. Our mandirs were demolished. Our ancient universities were burned, such as Nalanda, Takshashila, and many more. Just imagine, one of our Jyotirlings Mandir, the Somnath Mandir, was demolished 17 times by invaders. Yes, you heard it right, 17 times. And we Hindus raised it back 18 times. And the current Somnath Mandir is the 18th construction. We owe to our ancestors for all the sacrifices they did, the wars they had to face to save our Sanatan Sanskriti. Today, even after thousands of years, we celebrate our festivals such as Uttarayan, Navratri, Shivratri, Ram Navami, Diwali, Holi, you name it, because our ancestors didn't bow down their heads to invaders' attacks. They sacrificed their lives to save our civilization and Dharma. Just see how many other ancient civilizations have survived. Few, none actually, except Bharatiya civilization. We should not let our ancestors' sacrifices go into vain. We must also bring the fire inside us to practice and protect our Dharma with pride. And if today we study Bharat's history, we'll get to know that for some reason it has been distorted and presented or taught to us right now in a different way. Actually, we don't study the real and complete parts of our history for some reason. We won't discuss this now. So we all agree that no external factors can influence our life until and unless we allow them. Undoubtedly, we have some internal factors which have and still are contributing to the current scenario, which not only the Hindu youth but all Hindus are facing. Internal factor number one, we have talked the history part. This now we're going to internal factor number two, the lack of interest, curiosity, and knowledge. The world is going in such a way of progress that we are unknowingly getting away from our own roots. We need to make our youth have interest and curiosity towards a healthy and eco-friendly lifestyle which Sanatan Dharma offers. We must encourage our youth to have a lifestyle which is according to our Dharma morals and values. We must make our youth understand the importance, the reasons, the science behind our way of life. Because we only practice or defend something when we have complete knowledge about it. And I heard somewhere one example of how we are limited to the modern science and the modern world. And that's why we don't value our ancient roots. It's like if I see a person who is Adivasi living in the jungle, I tell him that smartphone exists, aeroplane exists, internet exists, etc., etc. He won't believe me because his word is limited to that particular zone. Likewise, our zone right now in the current period of time is a bit limited to the modern science. That's why we aren't able to figure out and understand the ancient science and ancient knowledge. The Adivasi, the example that I gave, will only accept the existence of those things which I mentioned after he sees them or he feels that really it exists. And so will we. We won't accept and value our ancient science and dharma until and unless we see it or feel it. There's only one solution for lack of interest, curiosity, and knowledge, and that is education. We need to give our youth the true information about Sanatan Dharma right from childhood in our own homes or in dharmic classes. We should speak mother tongue and learn Hindi and Sanskrit language to be able to read our scriptures. And one who has knowledge has everything. I like to quote a shlok which explains this. न चोरहर्यं न च राजहर्यं न भ्रातृर्भज्यं न च भरकारी व्यये कृते वर्धता एव नित्यं विद्यार्दनं सर्वधनाथ प्रधानम्. Thief cannot steal it, no higher authority can abduct it. It is not divided between siblings. It is not heavy to carry. When you spend it or share it, it always increases. Knowledge is the best and important wealth among all wealths. And the second one is Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayam dadati patratham, patratva dana mapnoti, danat dharmam tat sukham. Knowledge gives you humility. Humility gives you character. And from character, wealth is earned. And from wealth, you get righteousness. In righteousness, you feel well being. Now, we'll talk about internal factor number three, the lack of sense of pride and responsibility. Well, when we have the right knowledge, it's not automatically that we get the sense of pride and responsibility. So, how do we make our youth take responsibility for our dharma? To take a stand. If we see anything wrong going on social media or anywhere in front of our eyes, we should not keep quiet. Once we have the knowledge, we can definitely defend it. But if we don't have the sense of pride and responsibility to defend it, we will never do that. So we should become a role model. You can't tell people what to do if you yourself aren't willing to hold yourself to the same level. If you want people to act responsibly, you have to be accountable. So I'll now talk with I'll now talk in direction to the parents. Your child and your family look to you for direction. So all this starts with the parents. Be the change you want to see in the world and inspire others to do the same. A child sees their parents as example. So the parental education plays the most important role here because parents are the first gurus for any child. As we know, first guru is mother. As we say, Matru Devo Bhava. The first one, Matru Devo Bhava. The second is father, Pitru Devo Bhava. And only after mother and father comes the guru or the teacher, Acharya Devo Bhava. So, dear parents, before criticizing the teachers or the education system, let's make some efforts to at least encourage the youth to join the programs which are available for free to teach them about our dharma, morals, and values. Once the parental education is solved, I'm sure many kids will start getting engaged in these activities. But while teaching the youth about anything, we should not make any assumptions. We should not assume that our youth will instinctively do what we want them to do, or even what we expect from them. Before our youth can take any responsibility for the work that we want, they require clear communication. The more we communicate, the better the results are likely to be. And this communication means to not only share the knowledge about our dharma, but also to answer their questions, to listen, to respect their opinions, have debates about Sanatan Dharma. The more we communicate, the more the doubts will get clear. And here, the social media also plays a very important role. There are many social media pages, accounts that have good information. But that's not all, but they have good information. And there are debates going on for this. Even if we have any doubt, we get cleared in social media. We don't even need to ask people or search in our scriptures. There are things which are valuable in social media. Not all is wrong. We just need a perfect direction. So we not only want to give information, the right knowledge, but also we need to awaken their wisdom so that they can walk alone and also inspire others. As it is says, a lightened lamp can lighten other lamps too. We need to lighten one lamp in each family, and very fast that one lamp will brighten the whole family, and slowly the whole society will be enlightened. And I'm not just talking about Hindu families, I'm talking about the whole world here. Once our youth's mindset is clear and filled with the right knowledge, we will surely have a proud and responsible youth which will carry forward the ancient morals and values to the next generations. So, because we are talking about responsibility for being a Hindu, let me quote one important message that I heard in some discourse of in YouTube somewhere. So I'll just read this. Um, just, yeah. So it says, as a global Sangh or community, we must reach to an understanding that even identifying as a Hindu carries a responsibility. It is not merely about following Indian customs and celebrating festivals, but rather about one who has imbibed the wisdom of our rishis and is earnestly seeking to follow in their footsteps. So, the main part of this quote is we must reach to an understanding that even identifying as a Hindu carries a responsibility. It is not merely about following Indian customs or celebrating festivals. Some might say that we cannot force people to want something higher. After all, the pursuit of divine realization is a very lofty goal. But this attitude itself is a problem. Of course, we are always going to be individuals who have no interest. There are always going to be individuals who have no interest in growing spiritually, or even we can say religion wise. At the same time, there are innumerable Hindus who are sleepwalking. They kind of don't have any knowledge or even interest because they have not been inspired or encouraged to seek something beyond. They carry on with a normal, mundane life. They may marvel at the wisdom of the Vedas, but believe it is not something that they themselves need to strive for. We as Hindus should seriously try to achieve what our religion, our Dharma, teaches us. The more Hindus who wake up and pursue a spiritual path or dharmic path, the more others will naturally do the same. There are many who feel that securing the future of Hinduism is not about robustly defending it intellectually with knowledge and ideas. There's no doubt that this is extremely important, but in the foundation of Hindu Dharma rests on knowing the divine directly. The knowledge and ideas need to be validated through our own experience. Otherwise, we became entirely theoretical or divorced from our living reality. There are currently around 1.2 billion, I'm not sure, but billions of Hindus in the world, and the strength of Sanatan Dharma rests on how many of us choose to graduate beyond being a cultural Hindu or a true Sikh to from being a cultural Hindu to a true seeker. It relies on enough individuals dedicating their life to a spiritual purpose, dharmic purpose. It relies on people believing that they can too experience God or even the science behind this whole existence. With this in mind, ask yourself, do you honestly believe that you are just this mind and body? Do you believe your life is merely an accident? Can you not sense a grander meaning to your existence? Every day meditate and absorb yourself in these questions. Make them the focus of your life, and using the glorious tradition of Sanatan Dharma, forge your way back to the Supreme. So this was the quote that I was mentioning. It has a deep message. So isn't it true? Can you relate yourself with this? I want to leave some recommendations to our youth before ending this discourse. So I'll just list out my recommendations, which is follow pages, personalities, sites that uplift your life in some way. Do not waste your life's precious time to fill someone else's pocket. Social media is good to start engaging and to know about our dharma. but reading our scriptures is also important. And for that, learn your mother tongue, learn Hindi, learn Sanskrit. Even if it takes time, learn it slowly, but do it. I've been through this, so I know what I'm saying. Always try to cross check the information you are given because half knowledge is always dangerous. Look for science behind each and every practice of our culture. And ask questions. Yes, ask questions. We all have the right to know the reasons behind our rituals. But yes, do not just keep asking. Try to do some efforts to search by yourself and also do the self education. That's really important. And the last recommendation is to unite with like minded people and remember Sange Shakti Kali Yuge. Unity is the power in this era of Kali Yuga. So gather people like your mindset and start doing things, start inspiring other people. Okay, so I'll end my discourse for the part one of this series of Hindu youth, and I have a short story with the title "Whose Job It Is Anyway." This is a story about four people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. So there was an important job to be done, and everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job to do it. Everybody thought that anybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody would not do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done it. This story may be confusing. The message is very clear. No one took the responsibility, so nothing got accomplished. And at last, but not the least, I want to ask all Sanatanis, if not now, then when? If not us, then who? If not here in this planet, then where? And I'm adding one line to those who stop me, or those who stop people who take a stand for Sanatan Dharma. If not me, will you take out some time to think, reflect, and act? Be a responsible Hindu. Be a responsible Sanatani. For today, Dhanyavad. Thank you. Obrigada. Over to Guruji.
Jai Shri Krishna, Meera Ben, it was a really, really wonderful. I can tell you, our viewers who is watching, they are really, really excited, and I can see in the comment box, and then it's coming through. Uh, the way you have expressed, the way you have actually explained in details of the Hindu. Normally, let me tell you, we don't ask. We don't ask age of the particular female because, but in the same time, I must say, I will not ask you right now to give me an answer, but I know, okay, at that age, what you have done right now is very few young generation can do it. The research session, information, and everything. And I know now our prominent guest, actually, his turn was supposed to be next week. Now he is telling me I can put it on just now. He is telling me now, okay, please request Miraji to continue her part 2 next week. Look at this now. So you can see now, okay, how
Thank
much
you.
interest and how much you can read it the comment actually. I can tell you, and then I will request to all viewers, please, one thing you must do it: share this video, share this session maximum you can. This is the really informative, and this is not a first and last. This will be continuous. She will be continue explain to us. Look at this now. The way this comment. I end, but look at this. Continually, I'm going to put it this comment for you. And while I'm talking, I'm telling you that is remind it's remind me of my Maputo's days uh, when I was there in Maputo. Uh, very few people knows about it. Uh, I didn't knew how to cook basically. Okay, today I know how to cook, but that time it was difficult to cooking, and I was alone that time. My wife was in it, and then somehow Mita Ben, I can tell the name, but Meera Ben's mother come to know that I don't know how to cook, and she was the one who used to send continuously a tiffin for me, and every day, most of time, and just I one make a one phone call, and tiffin is ready for me. And this is all love I have received from the Maputo. And then that time, I'm repeating again, she was very small kids. But today, she's talking with about the Hindutva. Thank you, Miraben, once again. And I know how kind and humble background you're coming from. In the next session, we're going to talk about your background, how you came, and then what exactly has brought you into this interest about the Hinduism, Hindu youth. And I must say, all viewers, please must share this information to everybody. And thank you for your time, Miraben. I know our Mohan Bhai has requested you to continue next week, but that all call I will take it after that, because next week I have a, I'm not sure, it is maybe 16th of June. 16th of June is a Wednesday. So next week I have my youth conclave too. So that youth conclave, that advertisement is happening, and I request everyone, please subscribe this channel, because I work for the youth, work with the youth, and work towards the youth upliftment as well. So Miraben, last word, what you want to say is about this current scenario, and then I'm not going to ask you to continue, because I know it is also I have a very little time too, but in the same time, that confidence to speak up is very important, and you spoke about it, and this is confidence we need. So thank you, Miraben, once again to coming here on our show, and we will continue with next session number 2, section number 3. It will be a, I think this is a initially started with the one session series, but it's going to become a 4 or 5 session, but not a continuous based, because there are the few guests also who is my prominent guest. So we all have a different topic to discuss. So I will discuss with the Mohan Bhai as well, and then I will see if I can bring you back next week. But definitely, if not next week, then following week, Miraben will come back again with other topic, means the same topic in continuation. Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste. Thank you for
Thank you
coming,
so much.
Miraben. You want to say something?
Thank you so much. Dhanyawad Guruji for boosting the confidence inside me to speak like this. This is the first time I'm doing or participating like this as a guest speaker. So some of the things I had to read, but thank you so much for considering me, and thank you so much, Mohanji, for your messages, and all viewers. Thank you so much. We are all the same. No one is higher or lesser than any other one. But slowly we can all come to this point. We'll see you sometime.
So now time for us to go, but કાલે બુધવાર છે. ગુજરાતીમાં ચર્ચા આપણે કરીશું, ગુજરાતી શીખીશું એક નવી પદ્ધતિથી, એક નવી રીતે, અને નવી રીતે કે જેથી આપણને ગુજરાતી જાણવા મળે, ગુજરાતી શીખવા મળે, અને ગુજરાતીમાં આપણને એક પ્રકારનો ઉત્સાહ આવે એવી રીતે હો ઈશ્વર ભજીએ તને મોટું છે તુજ નામ ગુણ તારા નિત્ય ગાઈએ થાય અમારા કામ હેત લાવી હસાવતું સદા રાખ દિલ સાફ ભૂલ કદી કરીએ અમે તો પ્રભુ કરજો માફ ઓમ દેવ શાંતિરંતરિક્ષમ શાંતિ પૃથ્વી શાંતિરાપઃ શાંતિરોષધયઃ શાંતિ વનસ્પતયઃ શાંતિર્વિશ્વે દેવાઃ શાંતિ બ્રહ્મ શાંતિ સર્વગમ શાંતિ શાંતિરેવ શાંતિ શ્યામા શાંતિરેધિ ઓમ શાંતિ શાંતિ શાંતિ.
Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste. Youth Day Conclave 2021 online live on YouTube on 16th of June from 5 p.m. onwards. We are having a youth who got so much talent, who got so much information, intelligence. Some youth are doctors, the entrepreneur, businessmen, business personalities, and also they are small kids who like to sing, love to sing, and also being in devotions. So we are bringing this unique show for the community, for the youth, and with the youth. Enjoy this event through the YouTube channel and Facebook as well, and share this video to all your friends and family in all different groups. So encourage more and more people to join and also subscribe this channel to get the notification and join. Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste once again.